Scott, let's talk about the industry just a little bit. With the growth of UAM, what are the really challenges that the industry faces with respect to, UTM today? What are the things which are giving us difficulty in being able to be successful in this area?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good question. I think there are a couple things. I mean, first is that, most of the technology I think exists. It's a lot of what we're trying to do with the technology is enable a very wide spectrum of types of operations in aircraft. That is, again, it is slightly different than what's done today. When you have your traditional air traffic control system, you have a lot of the same type of aircraft going the same type of speed, doing the same type of mission. Very different in UTM. And so a lot of what we're doing from a technology standpoint is to enable that. I think when you think of, what are the barriers or what are the challenges, I think that, as UTM unfolds over the globe, different places are moving at different speeds. I think that having UTM implementations that are harmonized and are following similar standards is going to be very important in order for the systems and the business models to scale, to enable operations to span borders, for example. It's going to be very important for the digital systems that are kind of underlying this new way of doing traffic management to exchange data in the same ways, so that there's common situational awareness across boundaries, across jurisdictions. And that's being done, really as we speak. We're very actively involved in standards bodies, both in the US and in Europe. And a primary focus is to harmonize globally. But at the speed of the implementation of UTM is largely driven by the markets, and markets evolve in different rates, right? And so that's going to be a challenge, just to make sure that as UTM is rolled out, it's done in a way that is future-proofed, so that when we do have that scale of operation that really needs very seamless coordination between the different types of UTM systems around the world, that it's done so in a way that we don't have to go back and redo anything.
Yeah, Scott, as I look at some of the challenges that we have, I look at, we have the challenges that have to do with safe manufacturing of equipment and of vehicles, and then we have challenges that exist around the safe, operation of equipment, within the airspace system. And so if I focused on the latter, which is, safe operation, and some of the things that you're doing by looking at traffic management, what would you consider to be maybe the key things that you're looking at to ensure, safety and scalability within that component of the industry?
Yeah, that's a really, really good question, actually. So, at the heart of what we do is safety. We have a very safe airspace right now. We don't necessarily, want at all to have new entrants enter the airspace and make that airspace less safe. And so what we're doing to get there is I mentioned the standards work. And a lot of what that work is intended to do is to align across the globe what the UTM implementations are, set requirements, set target level of safety. What we are doing on my team specifically to help that is, especially at an early stage, we're leveraging a lot of simulation and digital twin capability to understand and quantify the safety implications of different, even early design decisions. We just recently, this past summer actually, signed a memorandum of collaboration with Eurocontrol to work on use-based simulation, where a primary goal of that is operationalizing UTM or use-based in Europe, and doing it in a way that we can use simulation to help generate the right amount of data initially to help outline what safety is, and then have that motivate flight trials and flight testing to really complete all that safety work.
Okay, so not only identifying what the requirements are, but also doing simulations and testing, to ensure that we have smooth operations, is what you're really saying.
Exactly, yes.